Entrepreneurs play a key role in any economy, using the skills and initiative necessary to anticipate the needs and bringing good new ideas to the market. Entrepreneurship that proves to be successful in taking on the risk of creating a startup is rewarded with profit, fame, and continued growth opportunities. And today, as a part of Leadership Series by Global TV, we bring an entrepreneur who started the career as a marketing person in a pharmaceutical firm, and later he became an area manager and trainer. After pharmaceutical job, he joined Wipro as a head of the product development for Kerala and Tamil Nadu. And then he has moved to Malaysia in the year of 1997 and started metal trading and becoming ferrous, non-ferrous exporter. After he moved to Australia and started Euromax International as a mineral exports company and exporting various natural minerals more than 18 countries now. And as a part of expansion, he started Ecomax in India. And later he started with Wintermate Fiber Private Limited as an exporter of core and other floors covering product. And now he is working as a MD of all these companies with the turnover of 35 CRs. Thank you, Mohanan sir, for joining us in the discussion today. And I'm sure that your words of wisdom will definitely be useful for all our listeners today.
It is a pleasure for me to join with you. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. So, again, to get started with, like, sir, you are an entrepreneur and you have been doing well. So, now I had a question over here that when you moved to the new country with a big dreams to Malaysia in 1997, so to start metal trading, and during that time, did you have any kind of insecurities when you were planning to do something new? Did you have any kind of insecurities at that time, sir?
See, honestly, when I came out from my secured job into a new era of starting with my own business as an entrepreneur there in Malaysia, it is a place where having a plenty of opportunity, and also his people are very supportive. And there, my friends are there. Then I thought of starting a business instead of working as an employee. See, when you are working an employee, you have a confined income, whereas your requirement probably that was not enough to survive. Then you have to find another area where you have to find a more income. So that was my intentions when I started. Of course, if you go for any kind of a business, you become an entrepreneur than a secure job as an employee. Of course, challenges are there, and also risk is there. So that is an ambitious entrepreneur should have overcome all these areas.
True.
So this is basically when I started a business in Malaysia, whatever the inherents, whatever the issues, whatever the risk, it was really booster for my career.
Wow.
And I become a successful exporter there in ferrous and non-ferrous metals.
Wow.
Yeah.
All have a dream. Most of the people I speak and they say that I want to get started with something on my own, right? So when you got started from being an employee to being an entrepreneur, what is the challenges that you started facing at that time, sir?
See, when you have a scale of ambitions, there is no limitations.
Correct.
When you want to have that kind of business, that kind of area where you want really work, challenges are there. If any business, if you take, if any business you really want to start, the challenges are there. You have to really analyze the challenges, and you should find the solution for that.
Correct.
Every business there is a challenges. Every new occasions there is a challenge. But
Yes.
that we have to analyze the situations and make sure that your challenges to be diluted in such a way that so to you. This is what is my philosophy in business.
Correct. Correct. And that is so true. So challenges are everywhere. So, sir, what was exact challenges that you were facing at that time when you got started? Like most of them, they have the commitment saying that I have financial commitment, I have this to do, and they don't want to take risk. So what was the challenges that you faced at that time?
That was really I mentioned in my script. I told you that I started as a trader.
Correct.
I
Correct.
started a business without capital.
Mm-hmm.
Because when I was in Malaysia, I don't have much money. I started my business as a trader where I buy and sell.
Mm-hmm.
So I started with buy and sell. I made money. With
Wow.
that, I started own company.
Wow. Wow.
So from there, I developed exporting.
Wow.
I was an exporter, reasonably good exporter in Malaysia, especially in ferrous and non-ferrous metals.
Wow. That's
Yeah,
really nice, sir. So, sir, you mentioned that at that time you didn't have money to get started with, but still you managed to do it. So, didn't you have any kind of fear of losing money at that time?
I don't care about that because when you have challenges, when you take challenges, only you can come up in life.
That is true.
If you feel that you are much pampered and comfortable, you will never try for a new areas because you are comfortable.
Correct, correct, correct.
You really want to do a good job. You really want to do a hard work. If you are
That is
comfortable, you will never do.
comfort zone will not bring anything.
Yes, yes.
That's so
So I
true.
was not comfortable that time. So that is why I become a successful exporter.
Wow, wow, wow. That's really nice, sir. That's so, you are so much inspiring again, sir. So, sir, if I also ask you that at that time when you got started, what was your motivation? Because you had really started from scratch, I can see, right?
All the
So,
motivation I tell you is coming from my previous company. My boss, Ashim Premji, the company where I was working, Wipro.
mm-hmm.
Their training and their motivations and their guidance, that was only asset I was having.
Wow, wow, wow.
Yeah.
Awesome, sir. So, sir, if I also have to ask you one more thing, that there are a lot of entrepreneurs, budding entrepreneurs these days. Everyone wants to do something on their own, and
Mm.
they don't want to do job. End of the day, because last time when I was working, so there was one of the lady who was 50 years old, and she got retired at the age of 50 somewhere when I was working, and I asked her one thing, that what's your next plan? And she told me that I want to get started with a business. So there are a lot of budding entrepreneurs who want to get started, but the point over here is they say that I don't have family support, moral support, financial support. So what do you want to say to such people?
You can really see there are a lot of established entrepreneurs in many areas selling ideas. Selling idea doesn't require money.
Correct.
You can even see Dale Carney. You have seen the man who has become a trainer, who has become a allocator, finally written a lot of books and earned money. Without investment, he become well famous. Like that, even recently you have Japan's, all your hotels, people started. It's only an idea.
That is so true.
See, there are people, a category of people who is born with money, born with business. There are other people that is starting from the scratch, they are developing. See, basically, you are really an ambitious man, ambitious person. You should have an idea to how to come up.
Correct.
You don't have an ambition, even if you have money, you will not come up in life. You
Correct.
will never come up in life.
That is so true, sir.
Yeah.
That is so
When you
true.
have millions of dollars, you don't need to work. You don't want work. And end of the day, that order will finish. Ultimately, anyone, whether it is entrepreneur or if an employee, ultimately they have to work. And that ambitious work, that the scale of working must be there. Otherwise, nobody is going to become a successful person.
That is so true, sir. I love this line of yours that you mentioned, that people sell ideas,
Yeah.
and having a lot of money will take us nowhere, rather than having an idea how to grow with the same money and how to triple it. That's more important, right? So most of them, they complain that I don't have finance, but even if you have finance, what's the idea that you have? Right. So I really love that line. And having an ambition is important, having getting driven from inside is important. So I love those lines of yours that you mentioned, sir, and I'm sure that our listeners will be getting motivated from your words today, sir.
Thank
Sir,
you.
I also have one last question that being an entrepreneur for so many long years is not an easy because you get a lot of failures, lot of success, and suddenly there is a downfall. Suddenly there is a raise in everything. So there is a lot of fluctuations happening. Getting motivated. There are the days that entrepreneurs, being an entrepreneur myself, there is lots of ups and downs. Some days are good, some days are really worst, where you don't even feel like waking up in the morning. You being an entrepreneur for these long years, so how were you keeping yourself motivated?
See, it's very simple because you will never expect an entrepreneur should have every time a single line. It's going straight. It's an ups and downs that you should expect first you become an entrepreneur. And also you have to see that you have to forecast, you have to see that something is going to happen to your business. And you have to take precautions.
Hmm.
Probably your business is down, you don't have much turnover. And you should see that the turnover is not there. Then which are the area where you can cut down your expenditure? That area you should cut down, and you should make sure that you have to maintain your economy there.
True.
That is very, you see, downfall everywhere. Any business, if you take that, downfall is there. But you should make sure that the downfall should be forecasted. You have to manage very successfully.
That is so true. That is so true. So, sir, if I again ask you the question that why suddenly you wanted or you planned to switch yourself from being an employee to businessman today? So, when that idea clicked in you?
See, when I was working in Wipro, I was promoting their baby products. They have baby product division. I was established in the baby products. When I was working in Wipro was not like this because it was a growing company.
Hmm.
They had a lot of limitations to give money to the employees that time because it was a growing company. But though they were paying, but my area of work, it was really in a two state, in a very heavily I have to travel.
Hmm.
So that time the emoluments, that is even the payments which I was getting from Wipro was not sufficient for my even traveling. Now Wipro is become an ocean, is such a big company, but those days it was not like that.
Correct.
So I thought it is a right time that I have to move out.
That is it.
Okay, then I slowly move out. I planned my things and I took risk. I took risk and started this.
Wow.
Without risk, nobody can become anyone.
That is so true.
See, you should have ambitions. You should have planning. You should have capacity, implementing capacity, and moreover, you should have integrity. That is very important. Your customer is a very prime people. You should respect them. You should work for them. That's very important. Your customer is your premium guest, and you should take care of them.
That is so true. That is so true. And thanks a lot, sir, for being giving such a motivation. And
Yeah.
surely that your wisdom of words will inspire and push to get started with all that will help all the budding entrepreneurs for sure. So thanks a lot for sharing your wisdom with us. So if I
Thank you.
also ask you one last question before we complete that, what is that one last message that you want to give to all the people who are watching it today?
Okay, it's very simple. Now we are in more effectively. We are doing business in Wintermade Fiber, which is a company dealing with all the floor coverings. Like we manufacture fire products, we manufacture polypropylene, we manufacture and export rubber products. We have every type of floor coverings with very economic price we are exporting.
Wow.
And I am just recommending my all viewers to buy material from my company. Number one, then only I can grow.
True.
Okay, and I always advise to my viewers only thing, whichever the business, whichever the idea you have, the idea should be very strong, and you should have a capacity to implement, and you should be a hard worker. Respect your clients, keep your integrity. These 5 points you should keep being an entrepreneur.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah. Yeah.
That was so inspiring, and that was a powerful message. And thank you, Mohanan sir, for being our guest over here and inspiring all of us through your journey, through your words of wisdom. So it was pleasure having over here. Thank you to all our viewers. I'm sure you have got such an amazing push today, being an budding entrepreneur, being a viewers today. So thank you.
Thank you, Sujatha. Thank you.
Thank you.